The Selkie, told by Hannah Mackay Tate. The fisherman emerges from his cottage by the shore. The wide, flat sea is calm today, shimmering as the sun slips slowly from beneath the waves. He hears the water lapping at the pebbles and the keening of the seabirds swooping in the sky, and somewhere in the distance there is singing. The sweetest song the fisherman has ever heard is carried along the beach on the breeze. He follows the song along the shore to a sheltered cove, and there he sees the Selkie folk. From time to time the Selkies cast aside their seal skins and come ashore to play in human form. They're splashing in the shadows, singing their joyful song as the morning sun makes silver of their skin. The fisherman creeps closer, hidden behind a rock just steps away. He has seen the seals out at sea, of course, but he's never seen the Selkie folk ashore. He watches in amazement as another joins them, casting off her slick, wet sealskin and lending her voice to the chorus. She is the most beautiful of all, the most beautiful creature he has ever seen. Her deep brown eyes sparkle with the sea, and the salt glistens on her skin like crystal. Her discarded sealskin lies within touching distance. A Selkie cannot return to the sea without her skin. Her skin has all her magic. He reaches out his fingertips to stroke it. It is wet and smooth and slippery supple to the touch. A Selkie cannot return to the sea without her skin. Almost before he knows what he's doing, the fisherman picks up the Selkie's skin and holds it in his hands. It's lighter than he expected, and it slips weightlessly across his fingers like silk. Perhaps if he keeps the Selkie woman's skin, she will stay to talk to him. Perhaps she'll have to stay forever. He folds it carefully and slides it into his big pocket. He doesn't know how long he watches the Selkies playing, but it feels like seconds and days. Eventually they begin to gather up their skins, slipping them back on and one by one returning to the sea. He watches their smooth, round backs break the surface as they swim away, ducking beneath the waves and popping their heads up playfully. In the end, only the Selkie woman he has fallen for remains. She searches the shore for her sealskin, lifting the seaweed and looking under stones. She searches everywhere, but of course she doesn't find it. The fisherman steps out from behind his rock. The Selkie woman jumps and gives a yelp, stumbling backwards into the water. "Don't be afraid," the fisherman says. "I think you're the most beautiful creature I've ever seen." The Selkie woman feels no less afraid. "I'm looking for my skin," she says. She looks at the fisherman with sadness in her heart, for the Selkie woman has held the stories her people tell of men who steal skins, the stories of Selkie women who never came home. The fisherman shows her the sealskin in his pocket. "I've fallen in love with you," he says. "Please don't go." The Selkie woman looks him in his eyes. "Without my skin, I cannot go." The fisherman smiles at her, a broad smile. The smile isn't meant to be sinister, but it is. The smile makes the Selkie woman sad and scared and resigned, for she sees that he does think he loves her, and now her skin is his. "Stay then," he says. I'll care for you. I'll keep you warm. I'll keep you fed. We'll be happy." And because otherwise she will have to stay here naked and alone, unable to return home anyway, the Selkie woman says yes. But she doesn't think she'll ever be happy again. The years turn slowly in the fisherman's cottage. He is kind to the Selkie woman in his way. He brings her fish when he comes back from the sea. He stokes the fire in the hearth to keep her warm. He will even drag the tin bath from the press and fill it with salty water, hoping it might help her feel at home. But he never gives her back her skin. He has hidden it from her, so she spends her days in sadness. She cannot be his wife, and she will not share his bed. She sleeps by the fire in the front room where she can hear the sea. Every day the fisherman hopes the Selkie woman will love him, and every day she hopes that he will set her free. One day, when the fisherman is out at sea, the Selkie woman tears the house apart. She empties every cupboard, every chest. She takes a hammer from the shed and pulls boards from the wall. She rips open his pillow. She finds nothing. Empty, she walks back to the shed and flings the hammer in, and then she sees it. A bundle of old sailcloth in the corner, wrapped tight and tied with a cord. A small bundle, really. The Selkie woman rips it open with shaking hands and human fingers she has come to hate. It is her skin. For the first time in these many years, the Selkie woman smiles. Her slippery sealskin flows across her hands, rippling, shimmering. She has never seen a more beautiful sight. She casts off her dress on the ground and runs naked to the shore, her glimmering skin gripped tight in her arms. She pays no heed to the pebbles underfoot or the chill sea air whipping about her. She runs and runs to the water's edge until she feels it cold and sweet around her ankles. Then she flings her sealskin over her shoulders and feels herself become one with it. She dives into the water, and it holds her in its salty cold embrace and carries her to freedom, to the Selkie folk beyond the waves. When the fisherman returns from the sea, he finds the ruins of the cottage and runs to the shed. The sailcloth parcel torn open, smelling faintly of salt and seaweed and the wind. And he falls onto his knees and weeps because he knows the Selkie woman is never coming back. For the rest of his life, the fisherman will stand on the shore each day and watch the seals play in the water. Sometimes he imagines that he sees one looking at him with a cold glint in its eye. But he never hears the Selkie folk sing again.